Any inventor or any innovator goes off on a journey to actually create something, to take an idea and take it through its maturation process, through its developmental phase. Not only is that product or that idea going through its own evolution, its own metamorphosis, but the humans behind it are doing the same. And when you think about the journey that Perry has been on, that Victoria has been on, they have gone through their own evolution. Not only as founders, but as individuals in the most meaningful ways. And so what's so cool and is so exciting about this is that as they have been on their own, travel journey through life and growing and developing as CEOs, developing as leaders in their company, the cool thing is now we get a chance to actually experience travel in a new way that they have actually designed it for us to actually get what we want in less than 10 seconds, which is real cool. I think everybody's had the issues of trying to plan a trip. I just came from a trip, a 34-hour train ride, which is pretty exciting between LA and Seattle. But the funny thing is took 2.5 hours to actually plan out that whole trip on a Sunday morning at 2 o'clock. And so I was hoping that Perry would have the app done by then so I can just book it all through there. But it's done now. We're excited about that. So if you guys could give me all your energy in clapping for this brilliant genius that is coming to the front and the stage, can we clap it up for Perry? Yeah! Big blessings, bro.
Hello. How you doing? Come on. How you doing? That's awesome. So, I love this setting for one reason, and I told Victoria, I said, I like it really scrappy because it shows where we are, and we have few seats, and we have few people, and we have a very interesting board, but then we're going to make it work. This has been the journey up to now, so thank you all for showing up. So I just want to take you through an experience, a very short one. So in the 15th century, there was this guy called Syracuse, right? He journeyed far and wide, across the world, and everywhere he went to, he was just particular about Mediterranean antiquities, and people really liked him coming around because he had this deep appreciation for their items and for their history. And this guy started exploring the world, and all of what he did laid the foundation for what we consider today as cultural tourism. And this all happened in the 18th century. So, moving forward, we got into the golden age of travel, where people were super excited by the stories they had from Syracuse that they were now very interested to explore the world by themselves. They started visiting new places, and as they started visiting new places, they needed help. And that was where we got the first travel agents. People who said, I can do it for you. I've been there before, and I can put your trips together. And then came, the steam age where people could onboard ships, and they no longer needed the horses anymore, and they could go really, really far, and they could discover the new countries, and all of that. And this bettered more adventure. And of course, with more adventure, followed more travel agents. And it was a booming business. Travel was booming, or so it was. Now, the first problem that was happening here was you couldn't plan travel from your home. You couldn't plan it from the comfort of your home. You had to go talk to a travel agent. You had to meet them where they were, and all of those fun things. Now, there are a lot of people who felt like a solution could come out, something beautiful could come out of this problem and of this new industry that was forming. So we got the first wave of solution, phones. Now, unlike before, from the comfort of your home, you could call. You could call a travel agent and say, hey, I want to take a trip to this place. Can you put it together for me? This was crazy innovation as of then. And the big problem, though, was that you had to be on the phone for 2 to 3 hours. So what happens is you call a travel agent. They have to call the hotel or whatever that is, and then they have to be on the phone, and then they have to check who is in the room. You get your gist. And this is just to plan a single trip. Now came the second wave of solution, the internet. This was awesome. I encourage you guys to look at the videos of when the internet came out for the first time and how people described it, there's this thing called the internet. That was what the news talked about it. And, with the internet came new solutions like Expedia, Saver, Travelocity. All of a sudden, you could see what Paris looked like from the comfort of your home. Before, if you wanted to go to Paris, you just had to take the words of someone who has been to Paris before. But now you could see images, and you could see food, and you can see all of these beautiful places. Now, this was booming, so more companies started building travel products, and more followed, and now it's just thousands of products out there. The challenge, however, with these new solutions that the internet birthed is that, first, they can only do one thing at a time. It's quite interesting. Like, if you want to book an hotel, if you want to plan an entire vacation, you have to book an hotel, just an hotel. Then you have to book a flight. Then you have to book they can only do one thing at a time, which is weird. The second part is they do not help with destination research, especially like when COVID hit. You can go to Expedia and know, like, is this place safe? Is it open? Is it closed? Nothing. You have to do all of that yourself. Now, the third part is personalization. The result Expedia is going to give to you, for example, is exactly the same result they're going to give to me. Zero personalization, and this is how the travel industry has been to this very point. The biggest part is choice overload. If you search for an hotel in New York, on average, you'd get like 2,000 different hotels. And if you apply all your filters and all of those fun things, that could reduce it to about 100. Now, in those hundreds, you have to click on each of them to even know what rooms are available or not. It is crazy. Like, people spend crazy amount of hours just going through this entire process. They have to go through dozens of websites. This is worse. Like, they have to go through dozens of websites to deal with all of these different stuffs. And according to research, quite ironically, research published by the leading travel companies, they found that it takes on average 15 hours across weeks to plan a simple vacation. 15 hours across weeks. The funny thing is, this research comes out every single year for probably the past 10 years, and nobody has done anything about it. The impact of this, though, is really huge in the travel space. So 51% of people, according to research, are going to travel to a place they've been to before just to avoid researching to go to a new place. Now, that is huge, because when you start looking at things like over-tourism, why is everybody going to Paris? And why is everybody going to Hong Kong? It's because that's where people have been to before, and nobody wants to take the time to go to a place they've never been to before because it takes such a long time. Now, in the US specifically, about 45% of Americans who have never traveled said they will not invest the time to discover if the budget is even enough for them to do that. So you have a huge market of people who are not even traveling because of how stressful it is. Now let's take a pause and step away from the negativity of all of what we just consumed, and let's imagine for a minute that what if, instead of going through this entire process, you as a traveler can have your destination automatically researched for you. You're going with your family, and you don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to spend all night checking out if this place is worth it for you. What if all your reviews were automatically summarized for you, so you don't have to read hundreds of TripAdvisors? I mean, TripAdvisor have an entire business built around reviews of travelers. That's to tell you there's a problem if travelers have to read that much just to know if this place is even good for them. Imagine this platform is able to automatically recommend the best activities for you to do, all matching your preferences and budget. So if you're a family traveling, it knows your family. And if you're traveling solo, it knows you're solo. And if you're traveling with friends, it knows you're traveling with friends. It's able to dynamically choose the preferences that are matching to who you are and recommend those things for you. Imagine this platform just thinks about you alone. Like you're the only one in the world, and all your needs are anticipated. A very good one, say, you're at the airport, and the TSA line is like crazy. Imagine this platform is able to automatically give you like maybe some kind of fast TSA pre or clear, and that way you can get in faster than anyone else can get in through that line. This can help massively reduce all of the disruption that travel currently goes through. Now imagine just one platform can do all of this. Just one app. Not 10 apps, not 100 apps, just one. Imagine it can take you from the beginning of your trip to the end of your trip and everything that happens in between. If your flight is delayed, it automatically notifies the Uber, and you don't have to do that. And if your hotel is going to have a specific check-in time, it lets them know you're going to arrive late or something like that. Imagine one app can take you through this entire process. Now, in the travel industry, it is called a connected trip. This is like the holy grail of travel. It is what everybody is trying to build. Expedia, Booking, and the rest of it. Like, they're obsessed about this idea of a single platform that can automate and do everything for you. But till today, it's just a concept. No one has really been able to pull it off. And that's what really excites us. This ecosystem, just one platform that travelers have always wanted, so they don't have to go through dozens of different websites or apps just to see the best, the best prices, to read the best reviews, and all of those different stuffs. Now, for you to get any kind of personalized trip, if you're interested in something like that and getting the best experience, there's only one way to get it: travel agents. They're the only one that can give you that. No travel platform can do that for you. But can you imagine, we've had to take a step back from innovation back to the 15th century of what it used to be when you want to plan your vacation by calling travel agents again. But now, not for cheap. I mean, some of them charge up to $1,000 just to plan your trip for you, and any change you want to make, they charge as it goes. This is why we decided to build Trameter. It's been a long journey to this point. And if you remember this guy, this is our goal. We're not there today. Like, we're still some way from this goal. But we want to be pioneers. We want to push the industry forward in what is possible in the travel space. So, this is our approach. We went after the big guys, the really, really difficult problems. And the first one is automated research. So with Trameter, you never have to worry if your budget is enough to go to anywhere in the world, literally. Like, you can actually even enter $1. And Trameter would tell you if your $1 is enough. Now, obviously, $1 is not enough. But what it will do automatically is it will find you the cheapest thing that is close to $1, as cheap as possible, and you can book that within the application. So all of that research is gone. All of a sudden, you can tell if you can go to anywhere you want to go to in the world, and you can do that with your preferences. So are you going for relaxation? Are you going for a family vacation? If you tell Trameter that you're going on a family trip, it instantly connects and finds the best kids-friendly hotels. You don't have to tell it anything. You just have to say what you're going for and when you're going for. The second part is we do all of this in 90 seconds. Let me place that. It takes Expedia and these other guys about 15 hours. We would automatically plan your entire vacation in 90 seconds or less. Like, the goal is actually to bring it down to 15 seconds at some point. Now, what we do here is we automatically find the best hotels, find the best flights for you, automatically combine them together, give you as a single package, and we give you just 9 results. So you don't have to look at 1,000, 2,000, just 9. These 9, the best part is they're broken into 3 categories for you. So as you can see here, one is actually at your budget. That means if your budget was $1,000, you're going to see things around $1,000. But we also give you something that's lower than your budget. So if you want to go cheaper, you can see things that are right lower on your budget. If you want to splurge some more, you can go higher than your budget. But here's the best part. All of them are still personalized to you, to what you want without you doing anything. Now, this is the coolest part. You can book everything in one click. You don't have to leave the app. Trameter does not redirect you to a third party. And the really cool part is, if we show your package is $1,000, that includes your taxes. That means if you're seeing $1,000, you're paying $1,000. Now, a lot of people have dealt with Expedia and the likes where you see something, and when you get a checkout, you're paying something totally different. Not here. What you see is exactly what you're paying, and we give you a total breakdown of every single thing. Now, we also provide extra service like customer support 24/7, so you can call us. Our goal is to provide this luxurious service at a cost of nothing. So, if you take just a little math class for what the travel industry looks like right now, this is where most travel apps are. They're really slow with zero personalization. Now, travel agents are still slow, but they have the huge personalization because, of course, they customize everything to you. Now, there are these new guys. They're called travel package companies, which means they've already put together a flight and a hotel, and then they sell it to everybody. The problem with that is it's really fast. You don't have to do anything. But the personalization is zero. Why? They just combine the flight and hotel and all of these different stuffs without asking you nothing. In fact, it even comes with a fixed cost. So you have to go there and then you have to buy that. We don't want to be any of this. This is where we want to get to. We want to be crazily fast and 100% personalized to you at every point in time. And this is what Trameter is shooting for. So, with what we've been able to achieve today towards this connected trip, is a small step. And this is still a very experimental product, but it is a giant leap for travel. Because this has been the demand of every traveler that has never been met by any company. Now, we're very experimental right now. That means if you're using our product, chances are it might break. Something might go wrong. Just to put it out there, don't give us a bad review yet. But you can leave feedbacks. We want to get your feedback so we can keep improving this guy. It's still very raw. We've been building this for a super long time. So we encourage you today. We're currently on the App Store. So you can get on the App Store, search for Trameter. You can pre-install us. But the app is going to be available around September 10th. That's about 2 weeks from now, for you to be able to use for all your trips. Again, Trameter is available worldwide. Like, you can use it from here to any country in the world. It doesn't matter. As much as they have a flight and a hotel going there, that's pretty much cool. So I want to welcome you all and appreciate you all for being here in person and being online as well. We super appreciate the support. It's huge. Way more than I thought. I thought I was going to have like 5 people. But we really, really love the support that we've received today. And this is a very big language we use on board. We say, let's make magic. So with every single one of you, we want to create that magic. And we're super excited. So one more thing I'm going to drop is, when we started this, we thought it was going to take about 4 months. I don't know why we thought that. But we thought it was going to take 4 months. This is the 4th year that we've been building this, guys. Like, day and night toiling to do this. So we're super grateful having all of you here, for real. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we're going to play a little video for you, but if you have any questions, please feel free to scan the barcode or just go behind and give your questions to someone, and we're going to answer a few questions. But for now, just stay tuned. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
give it up again for Perry. Hey, River. All right, I'm Malachi Blankenship. I'm the head of venture over at Act House, and I have had the distinct pleasure of getting to work with Perry and Victoria for the better part of the last year, almost year and a half here. And the one thing that has been so exciting is just to see them grind day in and day out. Also, this is my daughter, River. She wanted to join on the stage. He mentioned he wanted to they thought they could do this in 4 months, and it's been 4 years. That's because the problem they're solving is so intense. They're like when you start diving into what they're doing and look at all of the different APIs they're using, look at the algorithm that they've developed, look at all the different lines of code that they've submitted, it is ridiculous. And it is something that is truly impressive, and I just want to applaud them for it again. All right, everyone here, remember this moment because I truly believe you're here for something special. All right, this is we got a live audience. We got a pretty good-sized room here, but the people that are going to know about Trameter, 4 years from now, you're going to be like, yo, I was there. I got a picture from Jordan to prove it, and it's going to be pretty dope. So congrats to you all for being part of history here tonight. I'm also giving a shout out to, on Trameter's behalf, to several of their partners. So you're seeing some people's faces go by. But I wanted to give a shout out to the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center, the Involve Entrepreneurial Center, Build in Tulsa, who we all love, I2E and Plains Venture, AARP, Act House, NextCube, Denver, Scale Up, NSF, iCore, Life Changing Labs, and then the Metis Startup Launchpad. So those are all great partners of Trameter, if we clap them up. And then a special thank you to you all, because you guys are now partners in this. You know that you can pre-download the app now, so go do that and enjoy traveling. All right? Thank you.
So we got one question from, we got someone just asked if we can demo it today. Unfortunately, no, not from our phones, but as mentioned, you can download it from the App Store. It's available, but you can start using it from September 10th, just because we're still putting on some final touches. But beyond that, any questions from anyone?
What are you able to, okay, so I know that you stated what the overarching goal is, but what are you able to do as of September 10th?
Thank you. So what are we able to do as of September 10th? So let me put it this way. We can plan your vacation based on your budget and your preferences. What that means is right now we're just locked on hotels and flights. So we can find the best hotels for you with the best flight, automatically combine that, you can pay for it, and your packages can be planned. However, moving forward from today, what we do plan is we're going to be adding buses, trains. We're working to talk to Airbnb. So that is going to be part of the platform as well. You're going to be able to go on the cruises. You can get your insurance in there, every single thing. But here's the best part. Despite the fact that we're going to be adding all of these different services, it's going to be no pressure to you. So you're not going to be overloaded with many different things. It's still going to be as simple as it is today. All you have to say is, I'm going on this trip. I would like an hotel, a flight, an insurance, and this, and that's it. And Trameter will do the rest for you. So today what it's able to do is just the flight and your hotel. But moving on before the year runs out, we're going to be having experiences and the other stuff that you can do as well. Sure.
So do you currently, or do you plan to have an element in your app where, as let's say they have a budget, an overarching budget of $1,000, right? But maybe they only have $500 to start. So maybe they book their hotel to begin with. They can notate like, oh, I think I want to do this flight or that flight, and then they can add that on later and it still add to their itinerary. Is that something that's currently available, or you're looking to make available, or?
So if I understand it correctly, like if they have let's say their trip is going to cost $1,000, but they only have $500. Can they do that with $500? Like, can they make a partial booking? Something like.
Can they book portions of their vacation piece by piece, but it all be?
Got you. No. So you can't really do that. But here's the good part. If you have $500, Trameter would find the closest thing to that $500 for you. Chances are, it might even find something lower than that $500 for you, which you can book all at once. Now, there's a really cool stuff we're working on. We're going to release it sometime next year. It's called soft booking. That is going to allow you to be able to book any kind of trip by just paying 10% alone until about a week or so before you can pay the rest. So we're working on a really new service that can allow people to be able to travel without having like everything that is required to be able to travel at that point in time. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, when we're doing the flights, are you sourcing from the airlines directly, or are you doing direct with the airlines for pricing, but also say the Cheapo Air and all the other sites that have a reduced pricing?
So we're sourcing directly from the airlines. Likewise, the hotels, we're sourcing directly from the hotels. So the price you're going to see on Trameter is exactly what you're going to see on the airline's website. Chances are Trameter might even be cheaper than what you would see like when it comes to hotels, but for airlines, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. But we source directly from them. We don't use like a third party for that. Cool. One more. Yes, sir.
On your roadmap, do you have plans for if groups want to travel in the future, and you know the challenges when working with the group, when people pay and stuff like that, kind of similar with what she was saying over there, but do you have that in your roadmap?
Yes. So our roadmap right now is too long. We're actually trying to reduce it, but the plan is really not just to build an app. No. Like this is the basic thing. Like this is the basic level of what we want to do. Where we're going from here is going to be really crazy. So when it comes to group, with Trameter, you will be able to chat inside there. In fact, we've taken it a step further, where you can. There's something we're working on. There's going to be a way for you to add different travelers. If maybe I scan your code and I add you as my traveler, as a traveler on my platform, what happens is, if I want to plan a trip for you and I, because Trameter is connected to both you and I, it will use all of what it knows about you, all of what it knows about me, and create a common trip. So it doesn't just say you want to travel with a friend, it will personalize it for both of you. We're also going to be working some kind of integrated calendar feature where you guys don't even have to go back and forth, when can we travel? Trameter can do all of that for you guys. So we have all of the stuffs in the roadmap. Our goal again is to remove as much pain point from you to the point where all you have to say is, I want to travel with a friend. Let me take it one step further. If you have 10 friends on your platform and you want to go with, say, 4, you can even ask Trameter which are the best 4 to take on this type of vacation. And we will tell you, the reason is because we've built a kind of personalization engine that can determine the personality of each and every person in this room, what you would like, what you don't even know you would like, and we can use that to predict the type of trip. So if you're going on a relaxation trip, we can say go with this. And if you're going on an adventurous trip, we can say go with this. So we're going to get down to that level of personalization as well, and all of that is in our roadmap. Thanks. Okay, one more. Okay.
To build on that, are you doing your personalization by virtue of a survey that you're asking for? Is it by the purchasing that's happening on the platform?
Okay, so are we doing our personalizations by survey or through the platform? Both. So one is gamification. Big deal. People love it. If you're going to plan the best trip, what would it look like? Every one of us would love to select, okay, I would love this. All of those already tells us things about you. And we can use that to build on top of that. So there is that part where our AI engine is going to determine your personality. There is another part where we will let you determine your personality. So you can tell us, I like all of this. This is the kind of things I would want to do. I prefer Delta as my flight. You know, if Delta is available, I would want to take that first. Trameter can take all of those stuff from you as a survey, on top of what we've already determined about your personality, put all of them together to create a perfect trip for you. So it's kind of like a joint effort from both parts. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
How will it work with like airline points and hotel
Okay, I will work with airline points, hotel points. We're not doing that today, but we have that in our roadmap. So the goal is, Trameter is going to have our own points as well. So if you have your hotel points, you can end your hotel points and Trameter points, use both of them to book towards anything else in the future, which is really cool. So we're working on our own point system. Right now we don't have the hotel points directly, but that's something we know that people are very, very crazy about. So we're definitely going to bring that into the platform as well. So you're not going to be losing anything by not using the guys outside. You're going to get everything right there within Trameter. Yeah, and that's how that will work. Okay. Yes, sir.
How far ahead, how soon can you book?
Can you book?
Yeah.
2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, you can download the app today. Oh, how far ahead? You can up to a year. I think it's a industry standard. Like you can book a flight until about 11 months or so. So that is kind of what applies to us as well. Yeah.
But in terms of like you want to do a last minute?
Sure. Here's the fun part. You don't even have to think about, like, this last minute hacks and all of that. Gone. Because again, you have your budget. We're using your budget literally, and we're going to find you. Those things are available. The problem with all of the hacks, or not a problem rather, why hacks exist a lot is because it's a lot for you to go find them. Somebody has done it. They've brought it to your surface. So it's a hack for you. But with Trameter, you can actually do that today. I can book a trip for tomorrow. I can book a trip for today, actually. As much as there's a flight going there, there's an hotel available, Trameter would find it for you. That's the assurance. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's about it. Well, thank you so much. Super appreciate again. Really, really appreciate you coming out today. Thank you. All the best.